A wrongly deported migrant who is now being charged with being a member of a gang by the Trump administration is looking to sue the Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, along with several other Justice Department officials, basically to fight back against the injustice that's being perpetrated against him. Politico's Kyle Cheney reported on Wednesday that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was filing a motion and actually posted the government's response to it. Here is some of that. It says, defendant's motion to compel now asks this court to authorize an open-ended fishing expedition into internal governmental documents and communications that would never be subject to discovery in the normal course. Gee, why not? He seeks such extraordinary and intrusive discovery, moreover, in furtherance of a claim of vindictive and selective prosecution that is meritless on its face. Really? Disagree. The relevant prosecutorial decision maker, the acting U.S. attorney, has explained on the record that this prosecution was not brought for vindictive or discriminatory reasons. Yes, and we're supposed to believe that? Yeah, right. Okay, sure. That would be a lie, which of course is par for the course for this government. They have lied about Abrego Garcia numerous times. I mean, this is, by the way, after unsuccessfully trying to get him unalived by sending him to CCOT, where he was literally tortured. Okay? Yes, the El Salvadoran prison. Okay? And by the way, they sent him to that prison despite the fact that there was a court order that exists that barred his deportation to that country. They defied the courts. And when they were ordered to bring him back, this administration says, nothing I can do. Oh, I don't have no jurisdiction. That was, again, a lie. El Salvador was also saying, oh, we don't have the jurisdiction either. So both sides were saying, I don't have the jurisdiction to send him back while he sat and suffered in that prison. I mean, that's heinous. Absolutely heinous. Okay? All of it. They were lying. They were lying. And so, look, after the outrage, the administration, the DOJ ended up having to relent and move to have him returned. But his story, of course, did not end there. Oh, no. See, as soon as he came home, the DOJ promptly charged him in another criminal case and then tried to deport him to another country. They claimed that he was, he's part of MS-13. He is a brutal gang member. Based on what? Tattoos. Tattoos. I mean, they literally showed a picture of his tattoos, the ones on his hands, with Sharpie. Okay? They Sharpied the tattoos. These must be gang member tattoos, gang signs. That's what they're. No, they're not. No, they're not. He was not part of MS-13. No evidence whatsoever. Okay? And now, even though that argument kind of fell apart, they're still pushing to have him sent to another hell camp somewhere else. Okay? They tried this month to get a number of different African countries with absolutely no connection to Abrego Garcia. They tried to get him sent to Uganda, to Ghana, to Eswatini. So far, none of the countries were like, no, what are you doing? No, of course. Why are you trying to send him here? That's not a deportation. That's an exile. They're trying to exile him from the United States in order to teach him a lesson. I mean, it is absolutely amazing just how much time and money and effort this administration is spending to make an example of this man. And how many times that they've been willing to break the law in order to do that. Okay? Remember, they didn't give him due process before deporting him, and they knew it. Oh, they knew it, right? And now we know, thanks to a whistleblower, that a Trump appointee had tried to get a now former DOJ lawyer to lie to the court about Garcia. During a recent interview with CBS News' 60 Minutes, whistleblower Erez Raveni claimed that he was told by a superior at the DOJ to argue in court against bringing Abrego Garcia back to the U.S. on grounds that he was an MS-13 member and a terrorist. He told that superior, "No, you can stuff it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it." Quote, "That is not correct," he said of the claims. "That is not factually correct. It is not legally correct. That is a lie. And I cannot sign my name to that brief." Couldn't do it. Raveni went on to say that even if Abrego Garcia had been a gang member, his right to due process was still being violated by the Trump Department of Justice. Quote, "What matters here is that they did everything they did to him in violation of his due process rights." Due process, of course, is extremely important to our justice system, has been for many, many hundreds of years, okay? I mean, even going back to Magna Carta, okay? So, yes, this has been very, very important because due process is how you figure out if that person is, for example, undocumented, or if that person is a criminal. You have to have due process before you lock someone up, okay? Because what's to prevent anyone, and this is his quote, by the way, what's to stop them, the government, if they decide they don't like you anymore, to say that you're a criminal, that you're a member of MS-13, that you're a terrorist? What is to stop them from sending in some Department of Justice attorney at the direction of Department of Justice leadership to delay, to filibuster, and if necessary, to lie? Well, there isn't anything anymore. This government is being run by criminals, and they are doing criminal things. What do I mean? Obviously, ignoring court orders, ignoring due process, okay? Now, the court orders, right, they specifically rushed to send a plane full of purportedly undocumented immigrants to be detained at the death camp in El Salvador. Raveni pointed the finger at former DOJ official Emil Bove, who just recently was confirmed to a lifetime seat as a federal judge earlier this year. I mean, do you think that anybody who goes in front of Bove, who happens to be, I don't know, an immigrant or a Latino, whatever, is going to get a fair hearing? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. They also claim that during a meeting in February, Bove had said that the department was not to let anything interfere with the planes that were transporting those immigrants to El Salvador, even if it meant defying direct court orders. So they knew it. They knew what they were doing. They knew they were violating court orders, and they didn't care. They said, we're going to do it anyway. The very next day, government lawyer Drew Ensign, who had been at that very meeting, according to Raveni, told James Boasberg, who was a judge there, in court, that he had no idea whether the government was planning imminently to fly the planes out of the country. He did perjury. That's perjury. He should be arrested. Yeah, put behind bars. Okay? For lying to the court, lying to the judge. And yet that hasn't happened. But it should. It should. Now, Raveni says, it is the highest, most egregious violation of a lawyer's code of ethics to mislead a court with intent. We really did tell the court, screw you. We really did just tell the courts, we don't care about your order. You can't tell us what to do. That was just a real gut punch. When I say that this administration is lawless, I'm not saying it, I'm not being hyperbolic here, okay? This is reality, okay? This is what I mean. This administration has ignored over a third of all court orders made against them. Instead of following those orders, they just continue doing what they were going to do anyway. and then claim, oh, no, it's not us that's not following, it's the judges. Activist judges, radical left-wing lunatics. No, this government, the Trump administration, is absolutely out of control. And I hope that Abrego Garcia's lawsuit goes forward. And I hope it exposes what else the Department of Justice has done to lie about him and to try to make an example of this man. Right? And perhaps maybe I'm a little too hopeful about all this, but maybe you can eventually get some justice for a man that has been so thoroughly wronged. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.